Steven Spielberg blasts revising old films for modern audiences, admits mistake in editing guns from E.T. Let's dive into the details, shall we? Legendary director Steven Spielberg recently blasted the idea of revising old films for modern audiences and their sensitivities. During an interview with Time magazine, the E.T. and Jurassic Park director claimed that old films should not be updated for the modern lens and claimed that directors who do so are committing censorship. Spielberg also expressed his regret for editing guns out of a recent release of his classic sci-fi adventure film E.T., claiming it was a mistake. The director spoke with the outlet's editor-in-chief, Edward Felsenthal, during Time's 100 Summit on Tuesday. The two discussed filmography, with Felsenthal eventually asking the filmmaker whether there are any films he would have liked to have done differently or go back and change based on where he is now. Looking back at your body of work, are there films you would edit that, looking back at them, something you would have done differently? As an editor, I feel that way about some Time covers. Not yours, the journalist asked. But is there a sense of, I know at one point you took some guns out of E.T. and then regretted it, he continued. Spielberg cut in, admitting that revising the beloved film was wrong. That was a mistake, he said, adding, I never should have done that because E.T. was a product of its era. No film should be revised based on the lenses we now are, either voluntarily or being forced to peer through. He noted why he initially revised it, telling Felsenthal, E.T. was a film that I was sensitive to the fact that the federal agents were approaching a bunch of kids with firearms exposed, and I thought I would change the guns into walkie-talkies. Spielberg claimed he made the change due to his evolving views, but ultimately realized he should have left the movie alone. I should never have messed with the archive of my own work. I think that should be messed. And I don't recommend anybody really do that, he said. He then voiced the importance of leaving the films as they are, saying, all our movies are a kind of measuring, a signpost of where we were when we made them, what the world was like, and what the world was receiving when we got those stories out there. So I really regret having that out there. The Time editor-in-chief asked if Spielberg's standard applies to other forms of artistic media. Felsenthal specifically mentioned publisher Puffin Uck updating an edition of Roald Dahl's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory to feature fewer offensive words found in the original texts. After mentioning it, Spielberg declared, nobody should ever attempt to take the chocolate out of Willy Wonka, ever. And they shouldn't take the chocolate or the vanilla or any other flavor out of anything that has been written. He added, for me, it's a sacrosanct. It's our history. It's our cultural heritage. Felsenthal asked, warts and all? To which Spielberg replied, I do not believe in censorship in that way. Yeah, interesting. I mean, I completely agree. I think it's crazy nowadays how people even try to do this. Let's edit stuff for it not to be so offensive and everything. Sometimes stuff is supposed to be offensive. Like one of the biggest shows ever, Game of Thrones, if not the biggest show ever, and like Breaking Bad and stuff. This stuff is crazy and it's supposed to be offensive. That's how the world is. The world's not just butterflies and rainbows. There's a lot of offensive stuff out there. And just, okay, people get offended by it. So what? It's out there. People should see it if they want to see it. I mean, if people don't want to see it, it's their choice. But to try to edit it for people to like, oh, no, people might get offended. So what? People get offended by everything. And some things are offensive and should be. But that doesn't mean they're not out there. So if you want to catch a glimpse of the real world, there's content for you, or at least there should be. You shouldn't edit it down just because, some people might get their feelings hurt. That's how the world is. But that's just my opinion. What is your opinion on this story? Please let me know in the comments below. Also, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel for daily news updates, hit that notification bell, and share this video to help spread the news. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.